We've been to Australia, soon we'll be heading out to Saudi Arabia via the Evolution pay-per-view. But before all that, we got a bunch of Raws we've got to get through, and that's why you tune into WhatCulture, and you tune into me, Simon Miller, because we are going to go through every single down one of those Raws, and we're going to give the good bits an up, and we're going to give the bad bits a down. And yes, that's right, I just pointed down when it should have been up, and I did it vice versa too, but that's what we do. There's no rules here, there's just craziness. Now, via the medium of Twitter this week, I did get a really good idea from someone about how to start this episode, so I'm going to do it now. I've got my telephone device right here, and they said, look, just type in hello, welcome to Ups and Downs into your phone, and then continue to hit the middle suggested option and see what the sentence says. So I'm just going to do that now. I'll push it a few times. We'll just do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the start of Ups and Downs, we'll do more because it makes sense. The start of Upside Down says, hello, welcome to Ups and Downs. Yeah, man, that's nice, dude. I wanna is a nice day. Night was the night. I watch wrestling so you don't have to. That was gibberish. Let's up those downs. Oh, wait, I forgot. This is like Ups and Downs Extra. I don't know jingle. Ups and Downs Extra. It's weird. I've had too much coffee today. Not true. Don't drink coffee. Anyway, this Thursday, Defiant Wrestling. I'm doing colour commentary because I can't wrestle because I destroyed my arm. It's like marbles now. We don't talk about that. We've talked about it enough. But come down this Thursday, Sheffield. See or hear me on colour commentary and watch some Dad Good Wrestling. Let's get on with the show. I said damn good wrestling. I did not say Dad Good Wrestling. I'm just stumbling over my words. Just get on with it. What are you doing? I'm out of here. Raw was in Chicago and it started with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and it all kind of felt like the Attitude Era again. Although it didn't, because really when you think about it, Shawn Michaels, or at least not the Shawn Michaels we know in this guise, he didn't really feature in the Attitude Era, so it wasn't like that at all. We're shutting that down, but up. Triple H then went on about mountains for ages, and if you hadn't seen Super Showdown, you would have just tuned in and gone, boy howdy, is that man well into mountains? But his point was simple. Even though he beat The Undertaker in Australia, Kane and The Undertaker whooped their asses afterwards, so they kind of feel like they lost the war. You know how it goes. Because of all of this, HBK now realizes him staying retired out of respect for the dead man was a waste of time because clearly the Phenom has no respect for him. The two then whip their tops off, they reveal DX shirts underneath, and that's that. D-Generation X are back and they challenge the Brothers of Destruction to a match at Crown Jewel in a few weeks' time. So Shawn Michaels is officially returning to a WWE ring, and I actually think it's quite interesting he's doing it in Saudi Arabia because I like Super Showdown. I thought it was really fun, but that was kind of it. It didn't really feel that important. It was like just there, and if Crown Jewel feels like that, maybe it's not the right show for him to come back on, even though I get it, he's doing it for a massive payday, and if that is true, good for him. Maybe he goes on to fight WrestleMania 35 too. I don't know. You'll be surprised to hear this. I ain't Shawn Michaels. And then I got confused because Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush took on Kevin Owens, and I think we just changed a load of things. But up, as anyone with eyes and ears would have been able to guess, because we were in Chicago, Kevin Owens got cheered really loudly and Bobby Lashley got booed. But I think WWE was anticipating this, and I think they've decided from now on they want Bobby Lashley to get booed because the whole time Lio Rush was on the microphone acting like a proper heel going, come on you idiots, why aren't we cheering Bobby Lashley? Bobby Lashley's the best, yeah, Bobby Lashley. Obviously nobody in the arena did actually cheer Lashley, but he did get the win after Rush had distracted Kevin Owens. And there's more heel tactics right there. I don't know if it's going to result in KO turning face, but surely this was Bobby Lashley turning to the dark side, especially because after the damn match, he took Kevin Owens' leg and he smashed it into the ring post. That's what bad people do. Or at least what bad people do in the WWE, use objects and weapons, blah, 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 blah. So we're actually going to have a bad guy duo between Lio and Lashley. L&L. I'm calling that right now. L&L, that's mine. If they start calling it L&L, they stole it from me. But I tell you this, I'm well on board for that. Lashley, he does need something new and he's underrated. Lio Rush, well, he's been pretty damn good ever since he came to Raw. So why not do this? I think we have. Good. Also got details about the WWE World Cup happening at Crown Jewel, and it's nice and simple. 4 wrestlers from SmackDown, 4 wrestlers from Raw, and 1 person that is already qualified is John Cena because, and get this, he's John Cena. That is literally what Michael Cole said. And I couldn't even believe it. I had to go back and listen again because I'm like, they wouldn't just do that. That would be preposterous, but they did. Also, I like a World Cup. I like the format, get to know. Another up too, because Lashley then interrupted a promo between Bayley and Balor to underline the fact, I'm a heel now. Up. Finn and Bayley were saying that they were both Batman, and you heard me right, you didn't hear me wrong, that's what they were talking about, before L&L mine, arrived, and you know what they said right in front of Finn Balor? We're too sweet. See, he's using his catchphrase against him. Probably does mean that Balor is about to be mauled by Bobby Lashley on a random match in Raw in around about 7, maybe 14 days. But hey, if we've got to cement Lashley somehow, Finn Balor ain't doing anything anyway, so we may as well do it. This was good. Elias then once again proved he is coming to his own. I hope somehow Kevin Owens and Elias do somehow come back together, because I thought they were great as a duo, and I'm not done with them. Even though Super Showdown's over, I don't care if you strike gold. You don't get the gold and throw it out the window. You keep the gold. Everybody likes gold. But it was the usual Elias shtick, and it was still great. He insulted John Cena's hair, said he only lost in Australia because he couldn't understand the accents, and he insulted the Cubs, did all he had to do, and then poof, he just vanished into dust. That was weird because Ronda Rousey's music hit and then he was just gone, but whatever. That's what Elias does. We then did get a rematch from the weekend as the Riot Squad took on Rousey and the Bella Twins. Ronda got a big pop here, I have to say that. And again, Ronda Rousey won after she made Ruby Riott tap out. Didn't need me to tap out, you know what tapping out is, but I did it anyway, through the armbar, and then we got the turn I was expecting a few days ago. Almost immediately afterwards, the Bella Twins jumped Ronda Rousey, they put the boots into her, and even though the champ fought back for a little bit, she lost to the numbers game, because people always lose to the numbers game in WWE, and the Bellas left her lying. Nikki even put her foot over her and went, "Woo, Nikki Bella!" She didn't do that. That didn't happen, and there was no need for me to do that. Let's move on. I'm going to guess the explanation will be Nikki didn't like that Ronda just waltzed in and became the champ, and they are indeed going to have a match at Evolution. I don't know what it's going to be from an in-ring quality standpoint, but I quite like this angle. I quite like the turn. It got loads of heat. It did everything it needed to do. Gets it up. For some reason, it was then Finn Balor and Bayley versus Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox. Again, I understand about the Mixed Match Challenge stuff, but surely I should tune in to Mixed Match Challenge to watch this, and you don't just keep putting it on Raw, which is a different show. Down. Balor got the win after he hit the coup de grace on Mahal, and I didn't understand any of this apart from the fact all these people involved feel lost without a dream. And nobody wants to feel lost without a dream. Another down too, because we cut to Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre doing a backstage little chat, and I realised I just don't care, so it gets a down. I don't mean that negatively, I'm just thinking to myself, I don't want to see these three guys go against the Shield again, especially because when we do that, we're holding up the Tag Team Championships and we're holding up the IC title too. I like that we're continuing the is Dolph gonna get kicked out storyline, because here Drew McIntyre got on his face and said, stop acting like you're in charge. Then Braun Strowman got pissed and said, look, both of you calm down, you're just here to help me win back the Universal Championship. But knowing it was building to a main event that I actually saw only 3 or so days ago, that was hard for me to take, but we'll talk about more of this later. Up for Heath Slater popping out of nowhere and asking Baron Corbin if he could be in the WWE World Cup, and Corbin turning around and saying, nope, you're rubbish. That made me laugh, hence the up. Which brought us to the most expected part of the evening, which was a battle royal to determine who was going to qualify for this World Cup. A bunch of jobbers were in the ring before the Constable came out, and it was quite clear what he was trying to do. The winner of this would indeed go on to Saudi Arabia in this competition, but you had to win the Battle Royal. You know, Corbin's in charge, he's got the power, so he's picked a load of nobodies because he knows he's going to win. One of these jobbers, however, was a conquistador, and throughout the entire match, he just took his time and waited outside the ring, meaning when Baron had thrown who he thought was the last person over the top rope, he quickly realised, oh no, there's this gold mask guy over here, I'm going to have to go take care of him. When he did, the gold mask guy Luchador got in the room, he gave him some suplexes, and more specifically, gave him the angle slam. Who could it be? We did find out after he chucked Corbin over the top rope, and of course, it was Kurt Angle. He's back, and not only that, he's heading to Saudi Arabia to be in the WWE World Cup. And it was just a nice moment. The fans loved it, I loved it as well. It was these kind of things when you remember, wrestling can be really fun. Let's do more of this. Whoop-de-doo. Kurt even played it perfectly because backstage he had a quick interview and he simply shrugged off and said, don't know what you're talking about. I'm still on holiday. I saw a lot of people moaning as well, going, well, this doesn't make any sense. Why is Kurt Angle in there? He's American. John Cena's American. That's not what a World Cup is. That's how people on the internet talk. But the Conquistador technically won. Didn't say that right. The Conquistador technically won, and he was meant to be Mexican. Now again, that's like a technicality, and in a real World Cup, someone will go, wait, you can't do this. You can't pretend to be someone else to get into the tournament, but don't worry about that. It's John Cena, Kurt Angle. I know what's going to happen. Probably the whole field would be American, and then yes, we can moan about it, but for now, there is just a little bit of logic there, and I felt it was only fair to point that out. Ember Moon then defeated Nia Jax by countout, and then they hugged afterwards. I don't know who this was for. I don't know why this happened. Down. It did make me go, this is more pointless than hot ice cream. Because, you know, if you have hot ice cream, it's not cream. It's just like sludge on a plate. And if they were trying to sell sludge on a plate, you wouldn't eat it. I would. You wouldn't. It did lead to Trish Stratus walking out to the ring to address Alexa Bliss's comments from last week. What can I say? I'm a sucker for nostalgia. Up. It increased too because soon after Alexa and Mickie James walked out onto the stage and they had a little bicker for a while, but then said, look, screw the match we already have booked. Let's do something else. Let's do a tag team match. And I'm guessing Stratus had read the script because amazingly, Lita was backstage just in case this exact scenario happened. She came out, good guys beat up the bad guys. So the proper build to Evolution had started, and in terms of what this segment set out to do and what it did do, it gets those thumbs. Classic Shield promo followed. It was okay. They talked about being the bad guys and that no matter where they are around the world, they're still going to beat people up. Same problem I had earlier with Braun, Drew and Dolph. So it gets it down. I don't know. I just don't really care about the Shield. It's just true. I don't. They came on. I was like, okay. I think they were in black and white as well. Does that mean after they filmed it, they sat down and edited it, and Dean Ambrose went, make it black and white, it'll look really good, really moody? That must have happened. More downs as we had to once again suffer through Chad Gable and Bobby Roode taking on the Ascension, and much like Finn Balor and Bayley, why are we seeing this again? Why can't we do anything new? Down. In fact, brown down. It was also literally the exact same thing that we've seen before. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode were winning, and Bobby Roode was about to take the fall, but Chad Gable tagged him in from nowhere. He hit the suplex, he won instead. Bobby Roode was like, well, that was a bit weird. But then they celebrated because they're glorious. This whole thing is so dull, but luckily there is an up afterwards, and in fact I'm going to give it the golden up because I felt like it was saving me from an entertainment hole because the AOP walked out and they destroyed everybody, and I really like the AOP. They've grown on me, which goes to show what WWE can do. A few weeks ago, the AOP were nowhere. Now, I think they're my favourite tag team on Raw. And it took that quick. Paul Heyman then walked out. I'm not going to lie, it made me pop. I didn't think that was going to happen. It gets it up. Naturally, it was just to promote the fact that Brock Lesnar is headed to WWE Crown Jewel to take on Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. And as Paul Heyman rightly pointed out, as Braun and Roman continue to beat people up, Brock just sits at home, not watching the television show, training to become the first ever multi-sport champion, or whatever he said. You know, he could become the UFC World Heavyweight Champion, and he'd become the WWE Universal Champion. Then we'd be like, oh my gosh, Brock Lesnar's doing all this stuff, I can't believe it. This was good because Heyman is good. I wasn't 100% sure about that Lesnar not watching Raw TV line, because, you know, 7 days ago it came out that the last week's episode of Raw did one of the worst ratings ever. So, you know, because I can be a bit of a dick, I sat there going, Brock didn't watch like everyone else. But I would never do that because I'm not an asshole. Little bit of an asshole. But yes, this was good. And then poof, it was the main event, and that means Raw must have been good because this came around really quickly. Getting up. I know that makes me a bit of a hypocrite because earlier I said I wasn't into this anymore, but a good match is a good match and it won me over. So I give props to that, even though yes, it was exactly the same thing we'd seen on Saturday and we just reversed everything here. Strowman, McIntyre and Ziggler won after a Claymore kick onto Dean Ambrose. 1, 2, 3, 50-50 booking comes back into your face. Now yes, again, this was a really good match, but it kind of took everything that happened over the weekend and just chucked it in the bin, or, I haven't done this yet, chucked it in the toilet. Do that flushing noise. There was loads of teasing as well. At one point, Strowman was yelling at Ziggler and McIntyre didn't like that, so he got in Strowman's face. And when all was said and done, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were still in the ring, Dean Ambrose left them and he just walked away by himself, like a little lamb that lost his mother. All of this is undoubtedly the highlight of the program, but once more, because of everything we did at Super Showdown, it felt like this was dumb and nothing major happened here to all of a sudden kickstart it again. So on one hand, I'm like, well, I'm glad it is still going on because I think we can do something with this. But on my like sensical level in my brain, it's like, well, nothing changed. So why were you happy Saturday and you're sad Monday? It's just like one big dysfunctional family. You should all leave. But yes, this story is better than them having a fight, so I want it to continue and I want Dean Ambrose to go here. I've decided now, I don't care if he just came back, pull the trigger, it is time. Dean Ambrose, biggest heel in the world. Raw then came to a close, and the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is now we have to try and concurrently build to 2 shows. We've got to build to Saudi Arabia, and we've got to build to Evolution. Obviously, there's a bit of controversy in there as well, because Evolution is an all-women's pay-per-view, and because of certain views, Saudi Arabia is an all-man pay-per-view, and I think that is going to get a little bit convoluted, and again, a little bit controversial. But what you can do, in terms of this episode of Raw, I actually quite liked it. I thought he did a really good job. Loads of stuff on there. Kurt Angle was good, Trish Stratus was good, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I mean, it was like nostalgia meeting new stars, and when you mix that right, you can do a good job. I'm not saying they did a perfect job here, I think they did a good job. Hashtag good job. End the video, or at least go to the bit at the end. What is wrong with me today? Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Raw. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself more articles, and follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. And at some point, maybe even now, a load of videos are going to be floating around my head. You can click them and watch more WhatCulture content, so do it. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you very much for watching. And again, in around about 24 hours time, set your clocks, write it down, do whatever you got to do. Join me as we up those downs for Smack It Down. That's me boxing, not a boxer.